Hi, this is Alex Helmbrecht, the Sports Information Director at Chadron State College, and I'm sitting here this afternoon with new football head coach here at Chadron State, Jay Long. Pleasure to welcome you, Jay, to the studio. I know a lot of the fans are kind of eager for your take on the spring, and we'll get into that in just a little bit. But you played here, graduated in 2001 from Chadron State. You GA'd at Wayne State, then you were in Black Hills State. You coached there on the offensive line, and then you're the head coach there the past 3 seasons. And you took this job in February. Just talk a little bit what the last 3 months have been like in your life. What's the transition been like?
Well, if you ask my wife, she's probably going to give you a little bit different story in how regards of our last 3 months have been. But it's been real wild. What I've been telling people is, they say, well, what's been going on? I said, well, at first I felt like I was that gerbil in that wheel, and I just ran my feet and didn't go anywhere. Now at least I feel like my feet's touching the ground, and we're starting to get some things done. And as far as what it's like, the first few weeks. It was kind of in a glossy over feeling. Everywhere I went, I remembered some story of when I was a player here, or thought of an experience that I had at Chadron State College. And when we walked up, I shouldn't say walked up, when we went through that gate up on the football field about 3 weeks ago to go start our first practice, that's when the feelings really hit, and realized that I'm here now as the head football coach, and I am extremely excited. We've got our coaching staff hired. We've got our guys busting their butt in the weight room, and then our guys now are up on the football field doing what they're here for, and that's to get better so we can win some football games. And that's what we've been pushing, and our guys have bought into it, and they're working hard. And when we're up on that football field, it's about putting everything else behind and just becoming a better football team.
You mentioned your staff. Your 3 other full-time guys are all coaches the Chadron State faithful are used to. Jeff Larson, who's a D coordinator for you up in Black Hills, was a graduate assistant here at Chadron State on some very good teams. And then, of course, Chris Stein as the offensive coordinator, and Craig Jerzelt as the defensive backs coach. A lot of experience, but probably more importantly to you, fans of Chadron State College football, and especially the players, a lot of familiarity with the program.
You said it earlier. I've been at 3 schools. I was at Wayne for 2 years as a graduate assistant. Then I went to Black Hills State, and I've been at Black Hills State for 9 years. And at those previous 2 places, one of the things that we always tried to push was to be like Chadron State, to have that alumni base, to get the fan base that we have here. And when I came here and I interviewed here, one of the things that I talked about was that the players need familiarity, and also so do the past players, our alumni, my buddies. We need to have a Chadron State guys in these positions, because Chadron State guys like myself and the coaches that we have hired, we understand what we understand Chadron State College, and we understand what it takes to win. And the other thing is that we win here, and we win here because of our tradition. And whenever I talk to a buddy or a guy that I played with, that's one of the things that we always go back to talking about is our experiences here, and that we won here, and we win despite certain things. And that's what I felt when we hired the coaches, that I wanted Chadron State guys surrounding me.
Well, the tradition is certainly alive, and for anyone who has seen the practice, very similar to what has always been going on for as long as I can remember at Chadron State, kind of with your own personal touches to it, and kind of helping keep that tradition alive is a very talented group of football players. You certainly inherited a lot of great players. You have over 50 letter winners returning, 16 starters on the offensive and defensive side, and then you bring back your starting punter and starting kicker, so that the cupboard is certainly not bare.
One thing that with what happened in the fall, our seniors that were on the team last year, we got to tell them thanks, because when you look at it, football players on this team, when I was moved over from linebacker, when I was at linebacker, I idolized Kevin Homer. I wanted to be like him. He was an All-American here. He was the guy that made every play. He was the guy that the coaches definitely thought very highly of, and he was outstanding. When I got moved to offensive line, I wanted to be like Dan Machachuk or Brett Ingall, and I wanted to be like maybe Michael Brownfield also, guys that were older than me and guys that I looked up to and guys that I wanted to mimic. And I knew that if I wanted to play at their level, I had to do the things that they do. And it's the same with our team. Our team has learned how to practice. Our team has learned how to compete, from the seniors. And those senior class that was here before was outstanding. And some of them came up to the football field, and it's a weird feeling for those guys. I remember that feeling very, very vividly the first time that I was no longer a player when I walked up on that football field. And I would like to just thank those guys for what they have done. And when you add on to that, we do have some talent on our team. And the biggest thing that we need to really focus on is staying healthy. And when you look at it this spring, we have had some injuries again in the spring, and I know that was something that plagued us in the fall. And when we get done as coaching staff, one of the things we got to attack is why are we getting these injuries? Is it the way we're practicing? Is it the way that we are stretching? Is it the way that our weight program is? Why is this happening, or is it just a fluke? And when you look at it, I think if we stay healthy, I think that our team next year can be very exciting.
Well, spring ball is drawing quickly to a close. The Eagles will play their annual red and white scrimmage this Saturday at 10:30 a.m. That'll be at Elliott Field. Coach, what have you seen from your team this spring? I believe you're about 13 practices in. You'll have one more going on later this week, and then, of course, the spring game will be your 15th and final one.
The biggest thing, and it was something that I knew I could expect, is that the guys they're coached hard, and they've been coached hard. Basically, it's my job just to keep them on track. And our team is just like any other team that all of the alumni and the fans can all expect, is that they're blue collar kids that are going to outwork their opponent and out hit their opponent and outplay their opponent. And when you look at it, that's what was taught here in 1995, the first time I jogged my butt up that football field, and it's still the same in 2012 when I jogged up again as the head football coach, is that we will be the most physical football team on the field. And in order to do that, you just can't talk about it, that you have to do things that make the team have that attitude, and that was an attitude that I knew that I wouldn't have to create, that has already been installed. And when you look at our guys, because our team is what this is about, and when you look at it, our guys are with the things that happened in the past, they our guests, for lack of better terms, they're ready to move on, and they want to, get back to being a football player. And they're 18, 19, 20, 21, 22-year-old football players, and they don't want a drama. They want to play football. And that's, as the head football coach, and that's as our team, that's what we're focusing on, and that's what we're rallying around. And the kids that we have are like, I guess, like me, like the guys that we played when I played. They're good kids, and they want to just go out and win some games.
Spring is kind of a time for the younger players, especially, to distinguish themselves, kind of move up in the ranks, and then put themselves in a position for a nice position battle in fall camp. What have you kind of seen from your younger guys, probably that a lot of names people aren't familiar with?
When you look at spring, we know the guys that can play. The guys that started here last year, we know that they can play. We have new coaches in certain positions, and with me being here and Chris being here, we definitely, tweak some stuff with offensively. Chris has been running the offense completely, but with 10 RMAC football teams, 5 of them have a Chadron State coach on their staffs. We definitely need to change up some things, and on defense with Jeff coming in, also we changed things up, and our veterans needed to learn the scheme. That was the biggest. We know they can play. Our 2s and 3s, they need to either replace the seniors that just left, or they need to find themselves a role on the team. And when you look at it, I would say that in each segment there's certain positions and certain battles that are getting battled out. One of the ones that I would say right now is in that running back position. We have in the past had a one back get primarily a lot of the reps. With the way that Glenn Clinton runs, he's a physical dude, and he is a downhill runner. But our tailbacks that are also with that, Matkins, Butler, and Montgomery, all three of those guys bring another type of shiftiness, scat back type, and I think that they'll be a great complement to Glenn Clinton, and he's been a guy that when I saw him run the first time without pads, I go, okay, he's a good runner. And then all of a sudden I saw him put pads on, and he hit that first zone downhill, and I went, whoa, all right, he's a very, very good runner. And when you look at it, I think that there's some great battles going there. I would also say in our defensive line, at the nose guard position, I've been very impressed with J.K. He is a dominant nose, and he's a guy that when I'm watching on film with my offensive line, he's a guy that I definitely have to coach my O-lineman up to in order to even compete against. And then Kyle Hinton's been coming in and getting reps to keep J.K. fresh, and they also are good 1-2 punch in that nose position in our odd defense. At linebacker position, Kevin has been outstanding, and Shea's had a great spring in that other position, that third spot. We've got some guys that have been battling it out with Bryant, Dylan, and Kyle McCarthy. I think those three guys have been doing a great job battling in that position there. And then in our defensive backs, Tree he's a dude. He's a guy that right away on the field I was watching him. I said, all right, this guy can play. And every day he has some different hairstyles, so that keeps it fresh, I guess, a little bit too. But with that, I thought that Quinnell's also had a good spring. Haller has been very consistent, especially when you look that he got moved over from wide receiver late last fall. Connor Casey from Rapid City has also been very solid. JoJo is another guy that I would say has been doing good job in that backfield. But the secondary, and then we got a few guys there that are still banged up from the fall. And when you look at Sassy, Pierre, Bryce, and Walker Foots have kind of been real limited due to injuries, and that's fine because that allows some of our younger guys to get some great reps. And I think we started off with like 15 or 16 defensive backs, and we're going to play with 5 of them. So that's a position where we are going to rotate quite a bit and those type of things.
Well, that's great. Coach, what can fans expect during the spring game? I know it's something that's mainly for the fans and for parents to see and girlfriends and brothers and sisters coming in and out of town to watch. But what are fans going to be able to expect?
I would say that the biggest reason why to come to our game is we've already done our evaluation scrimmage. We did it last Saturday. This last Monday we had another scrimmage and more controlled scrimmage. Wednesday we're going to have another little controlled scrimmage, but on Thursday night we're going to go in the coaching staff and we're going to draft our team, and then on Friday we're going to post it, and then we're going to give the guys an opportunity to practice within their team. And the biggest thing is just guys competing. It's kind of interesting because we might have a guy we might have Gilkey at left tackle, and right beside him might be a third string freshman that is just trying to figure out his way, but it's fun because it gives everybody an opportunity to compete and show their family, their friends, and even the coaches, that they belong on the football field and that they want to have some fun with it. And the other part of it is that our team deserves people to come to this game. They, like I stated earlier, these guys did nothing wrong, and they are just like us, just like guys that want to win football games and want to be out there, and they want to show the town that they're a team that also belongs within this tradition. And I would highly encourage everybody to come to the game because they deserve it. The players deserve it, and they're excited to show that they hey, we play football here. That's what Chadron does. Is they play football and we win, and they're excited to show the fans, their family, and that we do that.
Well, it's always a fitting end to the spring, and it's always a fun time. I can remember sometimes offensive linemen racing each other down the field. A football parent made a bet that they couldn't make it the full 100 yards, and one of them did. The other didn't do so well. But it's always a fun time. Of course, it's free admission, and that'll kick off at 10:30 a.m. at Elliott Field. So great to finally have you here, Jay, and best of luck to you in the offseason.
Thanks. We also in the game we have we're going to be barbecuing. First, the bank is going to be barbecuing for us, and also we got the coaching staff is going to be coached by the GAs. And it's going to be T. McCook, who's the head of the Cardinals, the Cardinal team, and we have Coach Schmock and Coach Lister from McCook High School, and they're going to be the Cardinals head coaches. And then on the white team, we're going to have Team Highway 20, which will be Coach McLean and Coach Fairhead. Coach Fairhead is from Gordon, and obviously McLean's from Chadron here. So there'll be a little bit of I'm sure a little banter going on there too. So it should be really a fun time. And like I said, highly encourage everybody to come watch the Eagles play.
All right. Well, thanks a lot, Jay.
Thank you.
We'll talk to you later.